All right, some more double replacement reaction examples for you. In this case, we have hydrochloric acid reacting with silver nitrate. We need to identify the cations in this case. And we also need to realize that we do have another polyatomic ion, nitrate. That means in the parentheses, everything will travel together. So let's swap those cations first. So now we should have silver, Sharpie doesn't work, silver and chlorine plus hydrogen and nitrate. So notice that everything in the parentheses just went with the hydrogen in this case. If we look back at our originals, we see that hydrogen here had a +1 charge. Nitrate, I'm just going to tell you, has a -1 charge. So if we crisscross, this one would come down here and this one would come down here, and they combine in a 1-to-1 ratio, so the way it is written is correct. With silver chloride, we know based off our periodic table that silver is +1, chlorine is -1, and so when we do that crisscross again, we get a 1-to-1 ratio, so this is correctly written. Now we need to double check that everything is balanced. So if we look on the reactant side, we've got 1 hydrogen. We go over to the product side, we also only have 1 hydrogen. For the reactant side, we have 1 chlorine. Product side, 1 chlorine. Reactant side, 1 silver. Product side, 1 silver. And then let's just look at nitrate as a whole. On the reactant side, we have 1 nitrate. On the product side, we also have 1 nitrate. So this one is balanced. Going to the next example, we've got to identify our cations. So we've got calcium and sodium. And I know they're my cations because they are my metals. That means they're going to be losing electrons, and they will gain that positive charge because they will now have more protons than electrons. And remember, cats have paws. And so our calcium will swap with our sodium. So on the other side, we should have calcium. And one important thing actually before I start that is we do have a polyatomic ion, phosphate. So we need to make sure that that whole thing in the parentheses travels. So we've got calcium and then phosphate plus sodium now and chlorine. We need to make sure that these are the appropriate formulas. So calcium, looking back at our periodic table, has a +2 charge. Phosphate has a -3 charge, and I know this because of memorization, but we could also identify this because sodium has a +1 charge. There's 3 of them, and there's only 1 of the phosphate. And so this 3 will swap down here. This 2 will come over here, and they combine in a calcium 3, phosphate 2 ratio. So make sure we add that up here. So notice that this 2 is going outside the parentheses. Next, we're going to look at sodium chloride. So sodium has a +1 charge. It's in my first column. Chlorine, -1 charge. It's in that halogen column. We do our crisscross, and we see that they combine in a 1-to-1 ratio, so they are already written correctly above. Now, if we go back, the one thing that we might notice is that phosphate here has a 2. Phosphate on the reactant side does not. So that means that we need to do some balancing. So if we put a 2 out front, now we have our 2-phosphate on the reactant side and our 2-phosphate on the product side. Another thing that we might want to look at now we have 2 times 3, 6 sodium on the reactant side. That means we need 6 sodium on the product side. In order to do that, I'm going to put a 6 out front of my sodium chloride. Now I've got 6 chlorine on the product side. If I look back at the reactant side, I only have 2. So I know I need to put a 3 times 2 out front so that I can have 6 chlorine on the reactant side. So if we double check everything now, we have 3 calcium on the reactant side, 3 calcium on the product side, 3 times 2, 6 chlorine on the reactant side, 6 chlorine on the product side. 2 times 3 gives me 6 sodium on the reactant side, 6 sodium on the product side. 2 times my phosphate gives me 2 phosphate on my reactant side, and I have 2 phosphate on my product side. And the last equation I'm going to do in this particular video, we've got lead nitrate. Notice the nitrate is a polyatomic ion. It's already in its parentheses, plus barium chloride. So we know that the lead, my metal, should be swapping with my other metal, barium. So when I do that, barium, or lead, now will be with chlorine, and barium will be with nitrate. Everything in the parentheses, and I'm going to keep those parentheses. All right, now I need to make sure that everything is appropriately balanced for my formulas. So lead and chlorine. In this case, lead can make 2 different charges, +2 or +4. I know that this lead is +2. I know this because lead is bound with 2 nitrates. Each nitrate has a -1 charge. So if there are 2 -1 charges, lead must be +2 to make that a neutral compound. Chlorine is generally -1. So when I do my crisscross, I see that lead and chlorine combine in a 1:2 ratio. So that means I need to add a little 2 right here to my lead chloride formula. When I look at barium and nitrate, barium is in my second column. It's got a +2 charge. Nitrate, as I just told you, it's one of those polyatomic ions, and at some point you might just memorize that it's -1. We do our crisscross. We find that barium and nitrate combine in a 1:2 ratio. So we need to make sure we put a little 2 right there. And if we go to balance this particular equation, if we look at what we've got so far, we've got 1 lead on the reactant side, 1 on the product side, 2 nitrates on the reactant side, 2 on the product side, 1 barium on the reactant, 1 on the product, 2 chlorine on the reactant, 2 chlorine on the product. So this is already a balanced chemical equation.